Alyssa was able to do that even with a hectic schedule as a busy mother with tons of personal and professional responsibilities that made it so hard to put herself first. In the past, Alyssa, she was a former athlete and a Minnesota Vikings cheerleader. Anybody who's been a former athlete can relate that when your body shifts, when your habits change, it's very difficult because so much of your identity can be wrapped up in how you looked, how you felt, and how you performed previously. And where the issue really pops up is you can't operate the same way. You can't use the same exact strategies that worked when you're 18, 23, 25, 28, or 30 when everything else in life changes from your hormones to your schedule, all of these different components. As a busy mother with a ton going on, she was struggling to juggle all these priorities and frankly, put herself first, which is something that so many of our clients struggle with. And that's why it's such a key focus to be able to make sure that fitness is something that improves your life versus something that consumes it. And because of this, she was always scattered. She didn't have consistency with her workouts when she originally came into us. And when that happens, you're sending your body so many conflicting signals that even if you're working hard, there's no direction behind it. When we combine that with the workouts and the crazy schedule, a lack of sleep, she didn't have balance with her social life. Stress was really high. And by extension of that, bloating, it was high. Gut health, it was an issue. And inflammation, it was through the roof. And when those things are really working all together against us, that creates a really difficult situation for so many women to overcome. When we worked together, when I took her through our Look Right Naked protocol and guided her step by step, you can tell with the pictures. She looks fantastic in that after picture. Her gut health improved dramatically. And when that happens, gut health is tied to just about everything from your immune function to the neurotransmitters in your brain that impact your mood, energy levels, and ability to focus. When we talk about getting healthy and improving your gut, it's not just about what you see in the mirror or how your clothes fit. It's everything else that bleeds into that, right? She started getting that athletic body back and by extension, her confidence. And when she was able to start balancing the wine nights and the times out with her girls with her actual fitness goals in a way that's sustainable for where she is in life now, that's when the real magic happens. Because ultimately, if fitness is not practical and sustainable, the results you get from it won't be maintainable. And that's why so many people will jump into Orange Theory, low carb diets, they do really well for 4 to 6 weeks, and then they backslide when life gets crazy. And that's really what we're after here. We want to create a long-term sustain. Alyssa was able to, where you can lose body fat, feel better in your skin, and improve that health from the inside out. Here's how it works. And so we go through a step-by-step process when working with all of our clients. And number one is we have to improve internal health and jumpstart fat loss. A lot of people want to tone up and or build muscle / lose body fat at the same time. But if we straddle too many things at once, we send our body conflicting signals. And so what we focus on is, yes, we train hard. So by extension, you can build and maintain some lean muscle, but we want to make sure we're in that calorie deficit. So by extension of that, we can lose body fat because once you're leaner, your body can actually more effectively break down the food that you'll need to build that lean muscle, to build those curves, all of those different components, but do so without gaining body fat. So number one, let's get leaner. Number two, what we focus on is not crash dieting. And this is what we call our metabolic priming method, right? We can focus on a calorie deficit for a while, but over time, what we need to do is we need to occasionally bring calories up and then back down. Otherwise, your metabolism can actually downregulate. You burn fewer calories for the same amount of exercise, run into issues with things like your thyroid. And that's when people diet hard, eat at a calorie deficit for months or years, and wonder why they're not losing weight because they've actually cooled the body down and it's no longer effectively burning as many calories as they think it is. Your metabolism is not something that's stagnant. 2,000 calories being a deficit won't always be a deficit for you, particularly if you're eating directly below that for a long period of time. Your body's going to adapt because it's trying to keep you healthy. It's trying to, keep basic bodily functions at a high level. The third phase that we focus on is then making sure we're getting stronger. When you're getting stronger and building that lean tissue, that's what supports long-term metabolic health. It's what supports bone health, joint health, all of those things directly. But we have to do it intelligently. And if we start to increase those calories, we have to do it slowly so you build lean muscle, not add more body fat. And then phase 4, the most important aspect here is long-term sustainable habit change. If we don't change the underlying habits that are leading people to get out of shape, then what happens? Well, they backslide. And that's why over 90% of people who lose even 10% of their body weight think somebody losing 20 pounds if they weigh 200 pounds, that's why they backslide, because they don't change the underlying habits. And that's particularly what we focus on with our coaching. Now, some of the key elements that we focus on here directly and getting a little bit more granular is what we call synergy, right? We need to have the right balance between the way that you work out with your training, your nutrition, and then your lifestyle and accountability. You can have the perfect nutrition plan, but if you're not training correctly, it's not going to work. You can have the perfect nutrition plan and training plan, but if you're inconsistent because you don't have accountability, also, it's not going to work. And same thing, you could be training perfectly and doing it really consistently, but if your nutrition isn't in alignment with your goals or what your metabolic and hormone function really needs, then you are going to run into issues. And so we eliminate the guesswork by taking care of all of those elements together, so you have a program that's built on data and science and your body, not just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping something sticks. And so what we focus on the training side is strategic strength training. No, it's not burning as many calories as possible. It's about building a handcrafted program where your workouts actually support optimal health and build that lean muscle so you can improve your metabolism and keep weight off sustainably. We eliminate all the guesswork across the board on what you need to do. Consider me, consider my team, your personal trainer in your pocket. Number 2, the metabolic reboot nutrition system. First, we want to get you leaner. We want to get you healthier. When that internal health is improved by highlighting exactly what to eat, when to eat, and eliminating that guesswork, then your body's going to be able to function so much more effectively across the board. Ultimately, a huge belief that we teach and that we really instill across the board is if your nutrition is not sustainable, your results will not be maintainable. So we have to fit these things into your life directly. As a personal example, I'm a husband, I'm a father. I like to have ice cream dates with my daughter on Wednesday. We do pizza night on Friday and typically a date one day on weekends, right? So I can fit in things like pizza, tacos, steak, alcohol, ice cream. These can all be part of a healthy lifestyle, but we have to have a plan and a strategy for doing them most effectively. And then, of course, as I was talking about with the synergy before, it's how do we integrate all of these components, right? If more information was the answer, and we can find so much information on social media these days, then we'd all have six packs and Ferraris by now. But the reality is what we need is we need the right information at the right time. We need something that really flows with our life, not against it. Because when we do get healthier, when we get leaner, when we get more confident, fitness is something that is a force multiplier in everything else in our life. When we're more confident, we show up better in our relationships. When we're more confident and have more energy, we show up better as a parent. We show up with better brain function at work. And so this isn't just about how we look in the mirror and looking great naked, even though that's obviously important and is catchy. It's about how does getting healthier, how does getting more fit improve everything else in your life. And that's really the key element that we focus on. And to make this as specific for you as we can, we focus on data. And when I talk about things being truly handcrafted, we incorporate things like blood work, lab work, looking at the data in terms of body weight, nutrition, all of these different things so you don't have to. Right? When we have clear-cut data, we can make decisions based on data, not based on feelings. And when we do that, that helps us find the true root cause that might be preventing you from having the body that you want and building the sustainable habits and the lifestyle that you need in order to keep it. And so we support you each and every single day, each and every single week with education, with calls, with access, with check-ins, all of these things that you need in order to succeed. Now, you might be wondering, hey, I've probably tried some different things before. Maybe they haven't worked. I totally understand that. Personally, I've been a coach since 2009. I've been online since 2012. And we focus on not just helping our clients get results now, but understanding why, understanding how, understanding the key principles so they can take this information and get sustainable long-term progress, because that's what it's all about. But because of that, we also fully guarantee what we do. You see, if you show up, if you do the work, the workouts, the nutrition, you're doing the accountability and checking in, we expect it to work. And if it's not, well, you deserve to have that protection and to be able to get your money back. And so we have a full money back guarantee. So if you do the work and you do not get results, you do not pay. Now, who do we serve? Who works with us? We have a ton of wonderful clients, people who are generally parents, who are high performers, who, have been in shape before. Some of them, some have never been in shape. What we want to do is help educate you so you have the tools and the strategies needed to be able to create a permanent transformation. We're here to eliminate the guesswork. We're here to get rid of some of the bullshit that's out there and give you a clear-cut plan to execute. So you walk into the gym each and every single day and you know what to do. You know that when you put that effort in the gym, you can be confident in the plan, that your body's going to be taken care of, that your health is going to be improving. And we're here to guide you every step of the way when life gets complicated and sometimes it gets harder. Because when those hard times come up, that's when we build the skill set that we need in order to create that permanent long-term transformation. So if this seems like something that would be a great fit for you, what I would recommend is pulling up your phone right now and scanning this QR code. That's going to take you to an application for our coaching. And the one thing I will say here is if you made it through this video, this is obviously hitting home for you. You've probably tried things that haven't worked, right? And you might be wondering, is this going to be something different? Is this going to be something that works for me? Well, guess what? Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it and let's break down these strategies one by one and make sure that our Look Great Naked protocol is here to help you permanently transform your life. Ultimately, nothing changes. And you might be wondering about things like cost, which we'll cover on a call. But one thing I will tell you, there is a cost to staying the same. There's time. There's wasted money on things that haven't worked, that don't come with a guarantee. And there's a headspace of trying over and over again and not getting the results that you should for as hard as you're working. And it's time to end that. It's time for you to get the body that you need and find a long-term sustainable approach where you can look great naked and sustainably do so without living in the gym or obsessing over food. All right, I will see you soon. Please check out that QR code. And if you have any questions, drop them below.